Let's talk a little bit about where you position yourself as a landlord, as a property investor in this marketplace right now. Now, we look at what's going on generally with the economy overall, with house prices, with consumer sentiment, and right now it's fairly clear there is a lack of confidence generally in the UK. Or is there? Because I would say there's a widespread lack of confidence at the consumer level for the general population, but those who are serious investors, those who are more professional, are actually looking at this and seeing potentially quite a lot of opportunity. This is a situation where maybe there is a little bit more confidence because maybe over the next 2, 3, 4 months, I can pick up assets at a better price than I might have got them for, say, 6 weeks ago. So at this point in time is now the moment to swim against the tide a little bit and be confident while everybody else is a little bit fearful. Let's think about when money can actually be made. Do you make your best gains, your best profits in a rising market where the rising tide is floating all boats, or do you make your best profits, your best gains in a situation where you can offer a solution to people where they don't have many other options? You might have a situation where a seller needs to sell because of some things going on in their life that's outside your control, but they need a sale now rather than holding for the best price they could possibly achieve. Are you positioned right now to be able to meet that need in the marketplace? Because this might be a time when there's really good deals to be done. Now, ultimately, there's a little bit of nervousness around lending, and we've seen some lenders reduce their high loan-to-value product offering, maybe be a little bit more conservative about some of their lending decisions, but ultimately there is still a huge amount of lenders in the marketplace and they are lending on good quality deals. Cases are still going forward, especially when there might have been valuations done prior to the lockdown measures, but also lenders are still accepting applications for refinance for new business at the moment. Estate agents are bending over backwards to deal with any new inquiries because they've had so much of a dip right now. So as a professional investor, rather than seeing the doom and gloom and buying into this idea of lack of confidence, meaning there's going to be an issue for me in the marketplace, I'm looking at this as a potential opportunity. And that's what the serious investors are doing at this point in time. Now, there have been a few studies pointing to the fact that a lot of experts are predicting a minor drop in the marketplace overall and a short-term drop in the marketplace overall. Now, I've seen anywhere between 5 and 10% up to about 12 or 13% as a suggested drop in the marketplace. What most of those experts are agreeing on is that they expect this will be relatively short-lived. And the reason behind that, looking at underlying supply and demand in the UK property market, that hasn't changed. We've got a shortage of housing stock in the UK. We've got construction slowing down or grinding to a halt in a lot of areas, so we don't have a lot of new build stock coming online. And we've got this kind of built-up, pent-up demand from buyers. There was already a situation pre-lockdown where buyer registrations were outstripping seller registrations in the property market in the UK. Now, with everything grinding to a halt at this stage, that's probably going to feed into that supply and demand imbalance even more in favour of the people who are selling stock overall. And that's going to happen in the long term. But we've got this confidence issue, and we know house prices are very much driven by confidence. So if you have people being a little bit nervous, not wanting to jump into decisions very quickly, and you're the only person negotiating on something, that potentially gives a short-term opportunity. We've also got to remember, in contrast to another big crisis in the UK, which directly affected the property market, we think about the global financial crisis, the credit crunch in 2008. That did cause a big and sustained reduction in the value of property in the UK and a big hit to the property market in the UK overall. But the very big difference there was that was caused by a big house price bubble in the UK, by a lot of very, very loose and irresponsible lending from lenders. We think about the subprime mortgage lending market. That was a crisis created by the housing market overall. This is an external factor that is going to have an economic impact. People do have reduced incomes at the moment. They might be hanging on to more of their money right now, but we still have that supply and demand underlying factor that's in our favour overall. We've just got to be brave enough to capitalise on the opportunities as they stand in the marketplace right now. Now, if you are in a position where lending is a little bit difficult right now, is this the moment to be spending more time on building up your private finance, your amount of capital that you have available from angel investors? Could you be using any time that you've got in lockdown or social isolation to work on a business plan, to work on a proposal document, to be reaching out to book in, Zoom meetings or calls with potential angel investors? While they're in lockdown, they might be very glad of the time to talk about a new business opportunity as well, so that all of us can come out of the gates post-lockdown and capitalize on the opportunities that are there in the marketplace. So the key thing at the moment is to kind of look at what's going on, and instead of buying into some of the negativity that's out there, look for the opportunities that are going to flow from this overall. Now, those of us who are the serious investors have been seeing this coming ever since lockdown came in. There will be some opportunities that come as a result of this. If you'd like some support on how to capitalize on those things, to be surrounded by other people, to be learning from people who know how to deal with a marketplace like this, who can guide you, who can coach you through this, just get in touch. We're here to help. And those who are serious about this are already putting the building blocks in place to be able to capitalize on the opportunities. You don't want to be one of those people left behind thinking, why did that person and that person and that person get these great deals and I can't find them in the marketplace? The key is to position yourself right now and be ready for the opportunities as they come up. So if we can support you and help you with that, please just get in touch.